Hello chess lovers, I have a spectacular game for you played by the magician from Riga, Mikhail Tal. His opponent is Jack Miller. This was a chess simul and was played in 1988 in Los Angeles. Tal started with e4 and e5 by Miller. Knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, Tal goes for the Italian game. Knight f6, we see the two knights defense, and d4, Tal is choosing the open variation. The best move is capturing on d4 with the pawn, but black played d6. Here comes d takes e5, and a bad move by Miller, knight takes e4. A better move was capturing on e5 with the pawn, but probably Miller thought that exchanging the queens on move 6 would be very boring with Mikhail Tal, and after d takes e5 he played knight takes e4. But actually this is a bad move. Here comes bishop takes f7 check, and already on move 6 we are witnessing fireworks on the board. King takes f7, and there it goes, queen d5 check, forking the king and the knight, and after bishop e6 Tal is winning back the lost piece. Bishop e7, white castles kingside, d5, queen d3, queen d7, rook e1, and rook f8. Well, black is planning to move the king to queenside, but actually instead of playing rook f8, it was better first to play h6 and cover this g6 square, not allow any possible bishop g5 or knight g5 moves. But instead, after rook e1, we see rook f8, here comes knight c3, king e8, knight g5, and bishop c5. But actually it was better to capture on g5 and then play rook f5 with a tempo, attacking the bishop and double up the rooks on f5. But after knight g5, black played bishop c5, attacking the pawn on f2. Mikhail Tal captured on e6, and instead of recapturing, black first went for the Zwischenzug. Bishop takes f2 check, king h1, and bishop takes e1. And it was in here that Tal made a mistake and captured on f8. A better move was playing knight takes d5. This is of course more aggressive. Now white wants to capture on c7 and then play bishop g5 check after king e7. And of course now you can't capture on e6 because of this knight c7 check, forking the king and the queen, or after knight takes d5. According to the engine, the best move is bishop a5, a very beautiful bishop maneuver protecting the pawn on c7. Then white can play bishop d2, trying to lure away this bishop. Of course now black can't capture on d2 because after knight takes c7 check, king e7, queen a3 check, bishop b4, queen g3. Though white is a rook down, but white has a very dangerous attack. There are some threats of queen g5 check, also this pawn is hanging. This is terrible for black. But after bishop d2, black can play knight takes e5, though after queen d4, queen takes e6, bishop takes a5, still white has an advantage. There are so many threats that black is in trouble. Let's go back, but after bishop takes e1, Mikhail Tal captured on f8, and now gradually black is managing to equalize the game. Here comes rook takes f8, bishop g5, knight b4, queen e2, and using the weakness of the first rank, Miller captured on c2. Now of course you can't move away your queen because of this checkmate. Tal played e6, and a bad move by black, queen d6. A better move was placing the queen on c6 square and not allow knight b5 with a tempo. But instead, after e6, we see queen d6, and there it goes, the knight jumps to b5 square. But actually Jack Miller played this queen d6 move with a very cunning idea. Here comes the logical continuation of that move, queen e5. A powerful deflective move. both taking the queen on e2, the bishop, and also sacrificing the queen. Now if queen takes e5, then black is exploiting the back rank weakness, and here comes rook f1 checkmate. And it looks like that after this move, white is in trouble. This rook on a1 is also hanging, because if you place your queen, for example, on d3, then simply knight takes a1 and black is a rook up. But in this position, Mikhail Tal found a brilliant continuation. You can pause the video and try to find his next move. Ready? He played h4. Sacrificing his queen this time. These guys are so generous that they can sacrifice their queens one after another. Also protecting this bishop on g5 and opening up a luft for the king to escape. Now black can't accept the sacrifice because of this knight takes c7 checkmate. Just a great game. After h4, black played queen g3, with the idea of placing the rook on f2, buffeting the queen and also threaten checkmate in one. And again, looks like that Tal is in trouble, but Mikhail Tal played rook d1, allowing that rook f2 move. Yes, Jack Miller played rook f2, and now what? How is white going to proceed? Please pause the video and try to find Tal's next move. Ready? He played queen takes f2, sacrificing the queen for the second time. Black accepted the sacrifice, and here comes rook takes d5. Now white is threatening rook d8 checkmate. Now can you understand that whole idea of bringing the rook on d file? And it turns out that this time black is in trouble. Black decided to give up his queen and prolong his death. Queen takes h4. Mikhail Tal captured on h4, bishop takes h4, knight takes c7 check, king f8. Well, the best move is rook d7, but Tal first played rook f5 check, and only after bishop f6 he realized that the place of this rook is on the 7th rank, and played again rook d5, and after a6 he played rook d7. Black made a few more desperate moves. Knight b4, here comes rook f7 check, king g8, and Tal went for the last tactical shot, rook takes f6. After g takes f6, this pawn is becoming unstoppable. Knight c6, rook f7, and after g6, Tal pushed his e-pawn and Jack Miller resigned. This was a great game, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this game. If you liked it, don't forget to give the thumbs up or subscribe to my channel. More crazy games are coming. Good luck.